Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. Today we're going to do the file folder cover of this journal, and this originates from a tutorial that I saw on, I want to say Paper Crafter 45. If I can find it, I'll link it below. She made hers 8x5, so a little bit different. I'm doing, and also she had 3 signatures. I'm just gonna kind of modify that because I only want 1 signature. So using, I've got a top tab here, and the way I got that is turning it inside out because all I have is bottom tabs left. Well, or right tabs, whichever way you're looking at it. But I don't think it really matters because even the center tab, let me see. If I have a center tab one, where that would end up. Yeah, you would just enter, you would have this instead of being toward the top, and it's not going to interfere with that fold. So it doesn't matter what you have. But anyway, so what you want to do is you want to get your bone folder and your score tool and your scoreboard. And I scored at 6 all the way down here. And do it slowly so you don't jump the track, because you are going through 2 thicknesses of, a heavier cardstock here. And then I did 6 on this side. And then I turned it this way. I've got the tab on the, I've got this with the tab side on the top. And then tab long ways across the top, and then came over here to 9. And score at 9. And then I flipped it this way. Line that up at the top and 9. Now, we're going to use that original fold. So we're just going to leave it like that. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to take these and fold them in both directions just to make them a little bit more, I guess, workable there, so they fold in. Now, the way that Paper Crafter 45, I'm pretty sure that's who it was, Paper Crafter 45 did it, was she folded the pockets up and flipped it over and folded these in. So you end up with this side flap, there's a pocket here, side flap, there's a pocket here, and then on your cover, you've got a pocket. I don't want a pocket on my cover. So, but if I do it the other way, I end up with this, where nothing lays flat, everything's poochy. Even if I come here, the middle pooches. So we're going to fix that. So I have my tab on the top right. I'm going to take my scissors, and I am simply going to cut out this score line, and this score line. And I'm just, it's going to be like, a 1/16 of an inch. I'm just going to come right here and go right up to that score line. Come on the other side of this. Go all the way up to that score line, and I end up with just this little piece of paper, which I am going to trim off like that. And then I'm going to repeat that for these other 2 pieces, just simply trimming out that center portion. And it can be a little fiddly. Cut that piece out. You can kind of see where I went wonky. And then when I'm going to use these pockets inside, and I'm going to have these here, and now when I fold these in, I'm going to have to trim these side ones just a little bit more, I think, but you can see that it lays much more flat, and these little things right here are from that little piece I cut off. So I'm not going to worry about that. If it bugs me later, I'll just take a little nail file or something and kind of sand those down. But right now, I'm not worried too much about them. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do then for this, I'm going to ink around the entire thing, and then we will ink around the entire thing, both sides, and then we'll start to mat. So I think I will come along here with my ruler and just show you here. I've got my craft knife, especially right here in the middle. Sometimes it works a little bit better if you can take off a little bit more at an angle. So I'm just going to come this way and cut that off, and then I'll do the same thing here on this side, just coming from that center place, and I'm coming in about 1/16 of an inch inside there, like that. Gives me a little bit more wiggle room, so they're not bumping into each other. And I think these are okay on this. I know this one's okay, but maybe take off just a smidge more on this side. And like I said, just a smidge. It doesn't need a lot. Oops, it didn't go through. Probably need a new blade. There. Oh, it did come off. Okay. All right. You know what? That is where I went crooked, so maybe I should take off just a little bit there. Straighten it up too, so it doesn't. Did I go on that side? No. Just want to make this kind of straight though on this side. So I'm just lining up my ruler with that score line, and I just want to trim this piece off. Oh, let's not trim the ruler. Still. That's probably why let me try doing this way. Probably why my blade is dull. Here's the problem for me. I use this side with my blade because when I use this side for my blade, it's not accurate measurement. And so I can't see the edge of that metal piece. Yeah, it's weird. So let me just trim that little piece. Almost got it, but there we go. All right. I know some people can just come up here and put this down, but it just doesn't seem to measure accurately when I use the metal side of the ruler for some reason. It was probably my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and ink around this. And I think I'm going to use a new sponge here because this one's kind of coming apart. And so there again, I'm just going to come around the outside of this. And I will speed this part up. Okay, so now what we want to do is reinforce. Now, if I remember correctly, I want the tab on the right, and I'm going to use these as pockets. Now, I don't want to glue them down yet because I want to mat inside of here first, but I do want to reinforce this side, these folds. So I'm going to be using this. This is 3M paper tape. This is actually probably the Dollar Tree brand. It's just regular medical tape. It is not the cloth, the cotton cloth one that they use, the heavy duty one. You can see through, you can see the fiber in there. It's almost disappears when you use this. This is paper fibers, and it's really sticky, and we're going to use that to reinforce these folds here. And it's very inexpensive. So I'm going to, what did I do with my scissors? Did I put them back? Where'd they go? Well, that's weird. You know what I do? I put them behind me. And then I can't see them, so I don't necessarily have to go all the way down, but I want to go pretty close because it can tear, as is evident here. When I was inking it, I tore that, so this is going to reinforce that, and I am going to do it on both sides. So let me get this in here, and that'll take care of that. Wow, oh, yeah, I should have enough. And this comes in various widths as well. It is really sticky. It will gum up even your Teflon scissors. But we will be able to ink right over that and you won't even see it. Okay, so I did ink under it, but we're going to ink over it as well. So there again, let's do this last one. There we go, and there we go. So I've got both of those sides done, and I'm just going to ink over that really quickly. Just small circles. And like I said, we're going to mat this, so this is going to pretty much disappear. So I hope everybody's day is going great. Been kind of busy today. My daughter's had some issues with her car. It just seems like it's been one thing after another. So I had to drive her up. And, okay, so I don't have glue. You know what? My daughter, my other second daughter, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to go get my glue. She has my, and I don't think this is even open on the inside, to be honest with you. Yeah, let me go get my glue and I'll be back. She's working on a miniature set, and I told her to use my Fabri-Tac with the Sugarbelle bottle because it would give her precise, and she's like, Mom, this is great, this is perfect. So let me go retrieve that and I'll be right back. As it turns out, I don't need that until I mat everything. So let's see what we want to put on the inside. Now whatever we put here is going to be covered up by the folds. So let's find something. You know what? Let's use this. This will be perfect for the inside. And then we'll need something for these sides. But I'm going to cut this right in half. At 5.5, I'm going to use the 5.5 by 8.5 to mat. Like that. They're already inked, so I can add ink, but I don't need to, and I'm not going to worry about it right now. I can always add it later. Now this side would have worked great too. But you can see how that micropore is just going to disappear. I think I like this side. So there again, this is my design team project for Happiness in Crafting. This collection that I'm using is called Old Time Roses or Old Time Rose. The link is in the description box as usual. So I guess I didn't need to do the back of this one, but that's okay. I never know which one I'm going to use, so I figure I might as well be prepared. Alright. So we're just going to place that down and center it all the way around. Like that. Okay, if we want to, we can add a little bit more ink on the top. Sometimes it seems like when I print them out on borderless, there's like one side that gets gypped on the grunge. think I need to add a little acetone. This isn't coming out as quickly as I would like it to. I'm having to squeeze a little harder, but that's okay. We make it work. Okay. Supposed to get my nails done today, but wasn't able because I had too many errands to run. Still waiting on the plumber to come for the water heater. We're on priority, so hopefully there'll be a cancellation, but otherwise they won't be out till tomorrow. Oh, so that's kind of a drag. Okay, so then with that down, add a little bit of ink here. I can go ahead and glue up these pockets. Like that. And we will mat those as well. And I am not going to try and match that curve with my matting. I'm going to use this straight 5.5 for that. So it kind of will continue down. So, and I think what I'll do is let's pull out those ones that have the no backing on them and see about using that. Okay. So, where are those? I have these. Oh, these have lines. I don't necessarily want to use that. Well, then we're back to these. I want to use, like I said, something that doesn't have a lot of going on because it's so small. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this side of this one that didn't print out correctly. Save that for something else. And yes, I'm just going to cut off that one side, and I can probably get both of those. So at the 5.5. So, okay, make sure I have the right one. And then, let's see, how tall do I need to make these? This is a 1/4 inch all the way around on that. So if this measures, this measures about 2 5/8. So let's do 2 3/8. No, is that right? Because I want it to come in about 1/4 inch. Let's do 2 1/4. 2 1/4 will work on here. So 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. I'm taking the two ends that have the grungy business on them. And we have that left over. But I am going to add a little bit more to these, I think, just to the grungy side. In the beginning, these don't pick up as much ink, and my ink pad is just, I mean, I don't know why it's so dry. I see that other people that are like, oh, they don't dry out, they last forever. Not me. Maybe I leave the lid off too much. Or maybe they just get too much use from me. I don't know. But I do go through the ink, that's for sure. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Alright, so let's glue these down. Try to get close to the edge there so that it doesn't catch all the time when I'm putting things in and out of the pockets. And I would like the grungiest part down, and I'm just going to line that up with the other page, or this piece, so that it's, and then that kind of takes away from that curve, and you don't even really notice it. So now I'm going to do this one. So the weather's been nice for having a, you know, while the heater wasn't working, it's been nice to have some warmer weather. It hasn't been actually warmer, but it's been clear and nice, and you know, not crazy cold. So it's been good. All right, so there we have that. Now we need to do these side pieces over here, and let's see. I'm gonna clip this just for a second. If I can get it. I had a paper clip here, but I can't pick it up. I don't know. This came in something. It's kind of cool looking, so I kept it. I think it was a pair of socks, maybe. I don't know. But that'll keep that out of my way, and I'm gonna mat this one first. And the way I think I'm going to do that is, I think I'm going to draw around it a piece that is 1/4 of an inch thinner, and then trim off 1/4 of an inch. Well, then it would be the same if I trimmed off 1/2 an inch on this side. Let's see. Let's use this. This one is messed up on the back as well. So I want it to be paper this way, so I'm going to stick this. I'm not going to go all the way to the top. Let's so I want it to be about here. Pull that up a little bit. Make sure that's straight, and probably about here. And I'm going to trim that off, and then we'll worry about, maybe I'll use the envelope punch board. Now if I have this across the bottom, it should be straight because the paper is straight, and I'm just lining up that line. And for that corner up there, I can just do the corner of this, what's it, who's it, right on the edge. Okay, so that gives me somewhat of a matching, and then I need to kind of come down this way. So here's what I should have done. Okay, I'm doing this way too hard. I do this every time. I'm going to flip this whole thing over. And I've got that corner. How do I do this? I don't know why I always make this so complicated. That should fit like that. And center it in that spot. Okay, I know. It goes this way. Okay, we'll get this. And then it's not staying where I want it. So, oh, it's not really, see, that's why I always say it's not a tutorial. It's just a process. All right, so maybe I should have put this paper clip over here. Get an extra one. Oh, here we go. Just pop that there for a second. Make sure that's even. Okay, that way I can come in here and kind of cut this out. Erase that. Okay. we'll see if that actually works. Because this is going to be up here, but I need that to come down a little bit more, like 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to put this in here like this, and I'm going to line that up at a 1/2 inch. Is that a 1/2 inch? No, that's 1/4. Line it up at a 1/2 inch because I want to come in a little bit more. And then I'm going to stop right here and cut it by hand. If I can see it. I'm going to put a little bit of a fine line so I know where to stop, and I can erase that. Alright, right where that rose is. Okay. And now I'm just going to follow this curve that's already here. Yeah, let's do it from here. And that way I can come up this way and around this way. All right, I know I did this an easier way. I just can't remember. And like I said, I always seem to overcomplicate everything. This doesn't need to go all the way down inside that pocket, but see, this isn't correct. So I need to come up 1/4 of an inch and out 1/4 of an inch. And of course I'm going to round it. Round. There we go. That's better. Oh my goodness. Mat it however you like. I'm going to try the other one a different way and see if it works better just tracing it. And then I know it won't work on this part, but I don't know. There are some days that I wonder about myself. So let's get this down. Get that pocket matted. I got enough ink on my mat. I just don't have any in here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to glue this down. That will also help getting things in and out of the pocket, having it go all the way to the bottom. You don't have to make it go all the way to the bottom, but okay. There we go. Play with that a little bit. I want to make sure that it's even across the top the best I can. I think that's good. All right, then we're going to glue this pocket up. I am going to get that little thread out of the way because that will cause it to not want to close. All right. Okay, now we'll take that other little piece that we had, and maybe we should use the lined portion of that. So I said that was 2 1/4, right? And I think if I just divide this into in half, we can use it. Okay, so 2 1/2, right? By, there we go, by this. Let's see how much that is. That happens to be 2 1/2. So 2 1/2, and then again at 2 1/2. So 2 1/2 by 2 1/4 for those little mat pieces. And I have this left, and I'm tossing it. Guys, I have to declutter. I have so much stuff, and I've been watching Clutterbug on YouTube, and if you go there, she has a little test on her site at clutterbug.com, and will tell you which kind of bug you are. And I ended up being a ladybug, which basically means I don't like to take the time to put things away, but I don't necessarily want to see all my stuff. So I kind of shove it somewhere and then I can't find it. And so I have to repurchase it for whatever reason, you know. You know what? I probably should have measured this piece over here to make sure it was the same size. Shouldn't I? Again, my ruler. All right. Yeah, I think I think the same size will work there. Now, I want to, yeah, I'm gonna clip this side over here so it matches, and it's going to go, yeah, this way. So I want to get it right there in the middle. Okay. And that goes like that. It's not an exact match, but it's close enough for me. So yeah, so we'll have a little bit of little journaling spot, or we could even put a stamp on it. Even though there's lines, it doesn't matter. We could put whatever we want, wherever we want, however we want. Okay, so let's get that down. I'm lining it up here on this edge, and I'm across this way and down this way. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll work. Okay, so let's do that with the other piece. I want to ink around it first. Anyway, so I've been watching Clutterbug videos, try and get things in order. I've been taking, you know, like 15 minutes at a time and doing some, you know, little clutter spots that I have around the house. My kitchen and dining room's not so bad, but the rest of the house is, you know, that people that are visiting don't see. It is so stuffed in the closets and such. Okay, I want this top piece, so I'm going to come down right to the middle there. And I know I would have more space if I would clean out my front closet is full of craft supplies. My game closet is stuffed to the max. The kids are like, can we get rid of this? Can we get rid of that? But I have this thing about, I paid so much for it, how can I get rid of it? And the thing is, it's not making me happy anymore. It's making me miserable because there's too much of it to keep track of. And so anyway, yeah, I've been trying to do little by little, but my goal for the next few months is to try, I say try, to reduce my craft stash by 50%. That's my goal. So, all right. So here's the problem I'm having. I need to line this up. This is the problem. I'm not lining it up on the bottom because I want the whole piece to fit. And so let me put this on the grid. And then I can put, oops. Then I can put this about 1/4 of an inch below. And that way I will know where it goes. Line it up straight. And then I'm going to trace that. And that should be approximately where I need to be. I know this is going to be 1/2 inch wrong, but not 1/2 inch, 1/4 of an inch off, but I can fix that. So I'm going to put this corner in here. Whoa. There we go. Sometimes it acts like it doesn't want to cut at all. Okay. This paper might just not be the right thickness. It loves the 32-pound paper. So, oh yeah, I need to cut this off. So we want this, let me cut this piece off. Gosh, guys, I'm flighty today, I apologize. So I'm going to cut this piece off, and I'm going to go up about 1/4 of an inch more, and then go up and curve. All right, so let's see how we did. Not bad. Oh, I did the wrong corner. Okay, let's fix that. We want to do this corner. Okay, you see how it just kind of did an indentation, but it didn't actually cut through the paper? What is the deal? I guess I need to do some foil or something. That's the first time I've really had that problem. It doesn't want to cut through. Well, it left a mark for me to trace, so that'll work like that and like that. So I want to trim this off here. Okay. Now, if you feel like this is too painful to watch, you can fast forward. I am going to mat the other side of this off camera, and then I will come back when everything is matted, and then we'll be ready to put in the signature. Now this is going to be a 1 signature, and because it's a 9x6 and it's a full-size journal, I like to put in about 20 to 25 pages. So I think I've got 10 of the tan pages that, you know, the Hammermill paper that I've been using. I've got 10 pages of that, and I might use 15 of those. I'm not sure. No, I won't. I'll use 10 of those, and then I'll use 11 of the designer pages, because I need an extra one for the, you know, the main signature cover. And then I'm going to use 5 miscellaneous. Now I know I will use a doily because this is a rose journal. It's very feminine, and I will use probably some ledger paper, maybe a book page, we'll see. But that's all there is to it. And like I said, this is easy. If you don't want to mat with paper, you could totally stamp on this. You could decoupage the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and glue this pocket up. You could decoupage the whole thing with tissue paper or napkin or whatever you want. Make it your own. And there we go. All right, so we have the inside. We have a flap here, and the covers. I'm going to go ahead and mat these, and I'll be back and we'll work on the pages. Thanks for watching. See you next time.